y'all. I wanted to come on here today and talk a little bit about a conversation that I had earlier this week that has kind of stayed with me, and it's been something that I've really considered over many years. But that this week, talked about it, and so I thought it would be a good thing to explore. And so that is this idea of butch lesbians versus transgender and transmasculine individuals, and kind of where the difference is and where I fall in that, and where you know what what makes me me on that. So on the surface level, this whole idea of butch lesbian makes sense as a female who presents as very masculine, either in attitude sometimes, but clothing and in general is just more masculine. It can also refer, I think, sometimes to like how they are in a relationship. Versus this idea of trans masculine or transgender men, um, who want to be seen and perceived as masculine, as men, not masculine, obviously masculine, but not necessarily. They can be feminine men. Um, and everywhere in between. Obviously, I know that there's a binary, and I know that there's all of that, but it's what it is, where you fall, and what do they mean. And first of all, I have to say that there is so much history in this that I just don't know, and I feel as a queer person I am doing myself a disservice, and I get it, and I cannot wait until I learn more. And I've started my queer education. Let's patent that one, trademark that one. I've started and really try to do that because I think it's important to know where we came from, and I just feel really behind. And some of that is the fact that I am in grad school right now, and I have been in school for many years, and I just haven't done that and explored those things. But I know that Butch wasn't very popular. It was very popular, and then it kind of wasn't, and now it is kind of popular. And I don't really know where it stands right now. Um, but one of those things is that when I was, coming of age, when I was about 18, 19, and realizing that, hey, I'm a little different, and there's like got to be terms for this, right? The big term was like kind of put on me of like, oh, you're a butch lesbian because you have short hair, you wear traditionally masculine clothes, like this is the term that you should be. And personally, I've never resonated with that ever. And it was funny because I've been talking to some people in my life who I've known for years about kind of my journey and what I'm thinking and why. And we've talked a little bit about this whole idea of the butch lesbian thing. And they're like, yeah, you've never been that. Like I would never describe you as a butch lesbian or butch. And I was like, why? What is that? And none of the people I talked to could really say why. They were like, you're just not a butch. And I was like, so what am I? And that led to whole, BuzzFeed articles and all of that stuff of what kind of lesbian I am. And it's like, I'm just not, because I'm not a lesbian. I'm not. And it's been this label that is just thrown on me, and it's been the easiest thing, but it's just so false of who I am. And there are great lesbians out there who are butch. And honestly, they scare me. And I've always thought that. I've always, been like, if we're out at a bar, a gay bar, and I see the lesbian who is more masculine presenting, who is very butch, and I just get intimidated, but not, maybe it's not intimidation, scared, because they are so confident in who they are. They are so freaking confident in their female identification, but they're so masculine. And it's like an envy thing for sure, but like I don't resonate and I don't understand. Because for me, that isn't, I guess that's where like I kind of have figured out like I don't align with that. I wish I could. I wish I could be very confident and say, I am a female. I don't care what you think I look like. I don't care that you misgender me. I don't care that you call me sir or anything like that. But I'm a female. You better freaking call me a female and better call me ma'am. It's ma'am. It's not sir. I don't care if you're scared of me in the bathroom. I belong here. And that is just not at all how I feel, especially within the last 3 to 5 years. It's been like, I hope someone doesn't call me out in the bathroom because they're right. And I don't know what to say to them. Like, I know I'm just as uncomfortable in here as you are. Like, can you please just not look at me? Like, that's what I want to say. And I think that's where the biggest difference, I think, is. I want to be perceived male. And that's different than being perceived masculine, is what I'm coming to realize, is that I can have these kind of like feminine type things that I do, and like hand gestures, or just even the way I talk and inflection and interests. I can have these feminine interests but still be male, and that's where I feel most comfortable and where I feel like at ease. And I don't feel like everyone's questioning me or wondering, what are you and who are you? What do you do? What's your story? And maybe I'm just completely wrong, but that's kind of where I've been. And this conversation that I had, it was more me being an observer, and it was with some people who were just define themselves as Butch lesbians, and it was weird to sit there and be like, they are so freaking confident in who they are. And like one thing that really like hit home was they were like, yeah, I went out of my way to correct people, and I still go out of my way to correct them and be like, I am a girl. And it's like, why do that? I've never, like, I felt the instinct to do that because it's more like an embarrassing thing for the person. Like, you just called me a guy. I don't really know how to react. Like, hinted that, but like, it's because I have a higher voice and because I have a chest, and it's like, they're going to find out that I'm not a guy. And that's going to be awkward. It's not because I'm a girl. That's what I am. And that's, I guess, where I feel a lot more confident in the idea of me being transgender and me wanting to go through a medical transition to an extent, whatever that extent is. And maybe I'm completely wrong. We're going to find out. Got a lot of stuff to go through on that. But for sure, I mean, I don't resonate with those. And I'm not saying that I have to resonate with that in order to be a Butch lesbian. But that's kind of been the whole theme of like everything I've read and everyone I talk to. They just have always known that's who they are and that they're confident with who they are. And I've never been any of those things. Ever. Granted, I've been very much on the feminism side of things. I get so riled up about certain things with like this male privilege stuff and how I've been treated and how my friends are treated and in general how women are treated. Like, that boils my blood, and I don't think that will ever go away. But I don't think that has anything to do with my gender identity. And that's just one thing that I'm really working on and trying to work through. But let me know what you think. Let me know how you define butch lesbians versus trans men, and where you ended up falling. If you've already transitioned or if you decided not to transition and why and all that stuff. So I look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for listening. Have a good one.